Writers, I'm here with Ranger. Remember yesterday I told you that Ranger got hurt. He got scratched by a bush in the woods. Well, look, he's already getting better. He's gotten some medicine for his eyes, and sometimes things just take time. He's getting a lot better. So thank you, Ranger. So we'll put him down. We'll start writing camp. So writers, this week I've been working on a letter to my future self. I wanted to write something that I can use to remember in 10 years or 20 years or 30 years what it was like to live when we all had to stay at home. And I invited you to make that too. Right? So we started the week, let's take a quick refresher of what we did. We started the week with Mrs. B's lesson, and here's her anchor chart. And we can see on Mrs. B's anchor chart, right, that you can write about things you like to do, what are your favorites, how old you are, what you're doing with your family, even your hopes and dreams. I did that work, and then I thought, as I was doing that, when I think about my hopes and dreams, I think about the life lessons, or sometimes in school we call those the literary themes, that I want to remember as a person now that I've been home all this time. And do you remember I made a list in my notebook of the lessons I've learned while I'm at home? Because we learn lessons from books, but we also learn lessons from life. So, and I wrote those down. And one of those lessons was how I wanted to spend time with family and friends no matter where they live. So I want to take these lessons and show you how I can add them to my letter to my future self, because I just don't want to list them there. I want to explain them a little bit, because in a few years, I'll forget these lessons and I'll forget why I wanted to write these lessons. So let me show you how I changed my letter. Here's the first part of my letter I showed you yesterday. In this letter, I wrote some of the things that I love to do, like baking cookies and teaching writing camp lessons. Now here's how I added to my letter to show you and explain the life lessons. So let me read this to you, and you're going to see how I didn't just list the life lessons, but I talk a lot about one, and then I can move on to other life lessons. So even though it has been tough to be at home, I have learned many life lessons. Being at home has helped me remember what I value and how I want to spend my time. I am writing these lessons down so that my future self doesn't forget when life gets busy. Here are 5 life lessons I want to remember. Do you see how I transitioned there, didn't I? Here's the lessons and here's what I want to remember. Now, I put my lesson right here, lesson 1, and I put a colon, and then I put the title of it. Spend time with family and friends no matter where they live. Now, the rest of this part of my writers, is going to be explaining that life lesson. And I'm going to kind of tell some small moments of what happened so that I can remember the joy I had when I was at home when I spent time with my family online. So here, listen to this. Before COVID-19, I saw some of my aunts, uncles, and cousins once or twice a year during the holidays. It seems crazy to say, but now that we are all stuck at home, we see each other more often. Every Tuesday night, we meet online for a family game night. The first moments of the call are my favorite. The little kids in the family entertain the grown-ups with jokes, a read-aloud, or even a dance they created. One night, Greg shared a picture he drew of a bird that landed on his windowsill, and Molly opened her mouth to reveal a giant gap where her tooth had been. These little moments make me smile and remind me that even though I am far away, we can still laugh together. Readers, did you see how I thought about what different people in the phone call and on those online chats did? So I explained it. What happened, because those are the small things I won't remember, right? And so that's what I want you to do a little bit, is when you're writing about these life lessons, if you choose to do that, I want you to think about the small moments that have happened that you can add to your writing, because that's going to help you when your future self reads this to remember those moments. Now, writers, what I want you to remember is that no matter what you're creating, we want to write something each week and share it with your teachers and your family. And I hope that you try this letter to your future self, either this week or sometime in the next few weeks, because I think it'll be a gift that you'll be happy you wrote when you're 20 or 30 or 40. So happy writing, writers.